What's going on, everyone? Happy Sunday to everyone. Hopefully everyone is staying safe, and if there's any mothers that watch this channel, happy Mother's Day to you. If you had to take a test today, hope anyone who did has tested negative. Alright, this is where we do our weekly wastewater update. We do this each week. It's been on Sundays as of lately, where we take a look at the national level, then we go taking a look at site by site. We don't do every site in the country. We'd be here for hours if we did that, but we do some bigger metropolitan areas, then we do a few rural areas to get a sense of what the COVID levels are in wastewater in your community. Alright, starting off nationally, some good news. We are continuing to see a drop. And if you look here, you can see, might be hard for you to see on this left side because there's the camera box here, but it's been a gradual drop other than a brief bump in the middle of April. It's been a gradual drop since going back to the winter. And I can even take this back 6 months. You can see here, there has never really been a spring wave in wastewater, so that's some good news. Let's go on to the sites here. First off, we are going to start off up in the Northeast. We'll start off in Maine first. Here's Oxford County, Maine. And you can see here just a very small wastewater site, 1,000 people in this watershed. It is dropping. And it's at low to near moderate, but it's dropping, so it'll probably fully drop to low levels soon. Cumberland County, that's where Portland, Maine is. 65,000 in this watershed, and it is relatively flat at this time. And let's come down here to Hillsborough, New Hampshire. 172,000 people in this watershed. It is flat at this time and not rising. Already, though, at low to moderate. Let's go to a big site, really big site. Boston, Worcester, Norfolk, Suffolk, Plymouth, Middlesex, 2.4 million people. This is a big sample size, right? It's flat, and look at the color here. It's blue. It's dark blue. That means it's low. So we're not seeing a rise yet in the Boston area. Chittenden County, this is Burlington. This is not good. Now, mind you, this is not a huge site, 31,000, but for Vermont standards, I guess you could say it is. There's only 600,000 people in Vermont, or over 600,000. Their population's been going up. But looking at the chart here, you can see, yeah, this is rising. And not only is it rising, it's starting to rise at a rapid pace. And they're already low to near moderate. If this should continue, it probably will shift over to moderate in a couple weeks. Coming down here to Connecticut, let's take a look down around the Fairfield area. 100,000 people in this watershed. It's low, but it's going to switch to low to near moderate soon because it's starting to rise. Let's take a look at New York State. We got some of the New York State stations back that we've been following. And this site here, Saratoga, this is a bigger one. 152,482. It's low. It's been dropping, but now it's starting to level off a little bit. So it's something we'll have to watch out for. Moving off to Wyoming County, New York, much smaller site. There's only 3,400 people in this wastewater site, and it is flat there. We'll do one more western New York. We're not getting all the ones near Lake Erie. I don't know why that has not come back on the map. Here's Monroe County, 155,096, and it's low to near moderate, but it is dropping at this time. Let's take a look at New York City. This is a big bellwether for the whole country. Yikes. This one, New York, I'm assuming this is Manhattan. 588,772 people in this, and it is starting to rise. It's low, but it's starting to rise. Here's another one, Kings County, 1 million. This is even bigger. And it's low, but dropping. And here's another one, 758,000. Low, but starting to rise. How about Staten Island? Richmond, low and still dropping. Another one, low and still dropping. And we'll do one more near Queens, 410,000. Low, but starting to rise. So you have to wonder if the XBB 116 variant is starting to make its presence in New York. Here's another one for Queens. Very small, though. It's low and starting to rise. Then we come here to neighboring New Jersey, Essex and Union County. 1.3 million, low, but starting to rise. And this is interesting because New Jersey hospitalizations, as they have been bouncing around, they are slowly starting to inch upward now. Although I do know they dropped on the most recent update. Taking a look here, Monroe County, Pennsylvania. This is the smaller site. 4,000 people here. Low, but starting to rise. Here's a slightly bigger site, 25,000. Low, but starting to rise. Then we come down to southeast Pennsylvania, Bucks County, 55,000 at this watershed. It's low and dropping. Here's another one, Montgomery County. Montgomery County does not have big wastewater sites for some reason, even though there's high population. Here's one that's low, but starting to rise rapidly. So that may go to moderate by next week. And some good news. The 3 Philadelphia wastewater sites have finally been added, but we don't have any updates from them yet because there's an issue going on. Philadelphia, my city, has to send their samples out to Michigan for some reason, and apparently they're getting lost in the postal service. I don't know what that's all about. Center County, this is the bigger site. We're going to show both sites here. Center County, Pennsylvania, 90,000 at this watershed. It's low and flat, but then we come over here to this one, and whoa, it's only 12,000 here, but it's literally going straight up. It's low to near moderate. Should this continue, mind you, they have not had an update in a while. Should this continue, that will go moderate really fast. All right, moving on down. Let's do one in Delaware. Here's one in Sussex County, 13,172. Flat, low to near moderate. And you come down here to near D.C., and let's see what this one. This is Stafford, Virginia. All right, a little south of D.C. Stafford, Virginia, 100,000 population. It's low and flat. Let's do North Carolina. I don't think we did North Carolina last week. Catawba County. Hope I said that correctly. 40,488 people at this watershed. Moderate, but dropping. Then you come down to Union County. Moderate to near high, but rising. So that's not good to see. Then we come up here to let's do just one more. Here's Davison and Guilford. And you can see here it is low to near moderate, flat, but bouncing around quite a bit. It's not really just a straight line across. It is almost trying to trend upward a little bit. How about South Carolina? Let's go up near Columbia's. Greenville. This works. 143,531 people. It is low and dropping. Then let's do some Metro Atlanta. A lot of these do not update frequently. You can see here by the type of chart. It's just up, down, flat, this. And for the most part, they are not rising in Atlanta. So that is good to see. But again, a lot of these sites do not update all that often. So we can't really get a clear picture of what's going on there. Here's one with 10,000. And this one is rising. Here's another one at Lawrence County, Georgia, 17,000. That's low and actually dropping slightly. Jefferson County, this does not update frequently, 225,000. And now we are in Alabama. And that is pretty much flat. And you'll see the same thing down in Orlando area in Florida. Although this one, Orange County, is dropping low. So we're seeing a lot of dropping areas, which is good. Here's another one, 50,000. That's starting to rise, though, in Orlando. And how about Miami? Let's just check Miami real quickly. Miami-Dade, this is low to near moderate. Rising, 776,150 people. That's concerning. That's going to probably go moderate pretty soon. How about New Orleans? Looks like maybe they haven't updated. Let's see here, New Orleans. Now, Jefferson County, Louisiana, 100,000 people, and it is flat. Let's just bounce our way back north a little bit. How about Ohio? Ohio's been a concerning region. And we're finally seeing, here's one. Here's two. We're finally starting to see Ohio drop. You see a lot less orange. That's some good news. So we're seeing these wastewater sites drop in Ohio. Something we haven't seen in some time. And that's why, one of the reasons why the Midwest region as a whole is starting to drop. How about Cook County, Illinois? This has not updated from last week. That's the exact same chart we had last week. 1.2 million, slightly rising. It's low. Probably will go low to near moderate soon. Let's go down to southern Illinois, Perry County. 6,400 people. Low, but dropping. Let's just do one in Michigan real quickly. Ottawa County, 6,500, dropping. Here's one up in Washington, Dodge. It's low to near moderate, but it's dropping. 17,000 people in that watershed. Let's go to Missouri. Here's Boone County, Missouri. 123,000 people. This is a pretty big watershed. And look at this. Really dropping. And it's already at low levels. Coming down to Tarrant County, Texas. 1.2 million. This is a big site. Slightly rising, but it's still at low levels. Not terribly concerning as of yet. Here's one that's low to near moderate. Harris County, 70,900. I wish Texas. It's like you have all this rural Texas. I know there's not a lot of population out there. Wish we had some more wastewater sites out there. I know it's heavily Republican, less likely to happen, but I wish it could be made happen somehow. Let's go out here to near El Paso, Texas. And wow, 142,000 people on this watershed. Looks like this watershed just started recently, so that's good. And wow, it's already at moderate to near high, and it's going straight upward. That's not good. It's also right next to the border. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. It may. Here's one in New Mexico, and 101,750. This is dropping slightly, though it is at high levels. It is starting to drop, so that's some good news. Here's another one in New Mexico, 25,000 people. Doesn't update very frequently. It is flat at this time. And San Juan, New Mexico, 45,000, but dropping ever so slightly. How about California? Let's do the big one for California. Los Angeles, 4 million, flat. Doesn't update that frequently. So that's kind of why I think it's always showing flat. I don't know. But it's at low levels at this time. Then we come up closer to the San Francisco area. And you can see not terribly concerning. And these sites are not updating all that frequently anyhow. So there's not much I could really show you there. Then we come up here to Oregon. Here's 11,326 people at this watershed, dropping ever so slightly. We do have a moderate one here in Marion County, Oregon. And that one's dropping, so it may go to low to near moderate pretty soon. Then you come up here to Washington State. And for the most part, as I click on these wastewaters, here's one that's rising in Pierce County. But for the most part, it's not all that concerning at this time. Here's one that's really dropping, 37,650 people. How about Idaho? I do see a moderate one in Idaho, Caribou, Idaho. Very small site, 3,200 people. It had risen. Now it is starting to drop. And we'll just end here in Minnesota. We did not look at Minnesota. Here's Dakota and Scott County, 250,000 people. It's a good sample size, right? And look at this. It is low, and it is still slightly dropping. So we're not seeing very many concerning sites. The wastewater is definitely not showing a wave coming on the national level. You do have a couple areas to watch out for, and I'll say it again. That one area would be New York City. We're starting to see some of the bigger sites there in New York City starting to rise. D.C., those sites in D.C. themselves, they're new still on the map. They're not updating for some reason, so that's why we couldn't show you the other Washington, D.C. itself. And there actually are some sites in Hawaii. Let's just, real quickly, before I do end this, let's just take a look at one of the Hawaii sites. Here's one in Honolulu, 300,000 people, low to near moderate. And it is dropping. Alaska, real quickly. Alaska does have two sites. And this one is slightly rising on the eastern end of Alaska. And looks like actually there's three sites. Anchorage, 200,000 people. It is low and just ever so slightly rising. Alrighty, folks, that does for this week's wastewater update. We'll have another one of these again next week. We may have our pandemic update video this afternoon. We'll see. Might give it a day off. There's not a lot of data to report on today, but we'll see if any news pops up later on. Of course, if it does, I'll bring it to you. Alright, I need you to do a couple things. First off, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content like this, subscribe to my channel down below. And, of course, I need you to do, this is the most important thing, stay safe and test negative for COVID. See you all again next time. Have a great Sunday, everyone.